completely overrun, as you know from the previous experience. So first things first, ensure your bio has the right contact information. So I thought I'd get a lovely local example here. So your name, if you haven't got an Instagram account set up already, might be worth actually just popping in the chat if you say yes if you've got one and no if you haven't. And then we've got a good idea of where everybody's sitting in terms of Instagram, whether they need help right from the very beginning or you're a little bit further on. And so we've got Kirby Coffee. So they are able to use their actual name. You may find, oh, let me start right at the very beginning. If you haven't done this already, you just go to the App Store and download the Instagram app on your phone, and that will have your get started. And you literally start with your email address and a name, which is called a handle when you've got the @ symbol. And I think most of you know that already anyway. That's the handle, and that's the one that stays with you. Now, people can find you. That is the searchable bit. This is the searchable section. Can you see my little turquoise thing hovering over it? I think you can. If you're hoping somebody's going to find you, don't make it difficult for them to find you. Don't pick a name that nobody's going to know. So don't pick your own name if your own name is not part of the shop. Pick a name that somebody will be able to, as close as possible to your shop. What you may find, I should say retail, whatever outlet you have, whatever if you find that your own name has already been taken by somebody else, which is quite possible because there are millions and millions of accounts on Instagram, try and get something that's as close to it that you think people will find. What I have found before is people putting loads of abbreviations at the beginning. Well, if somebody's typing out in the hope that they're finding you and you've got a load of abbreviations, it's going to be really hard for someone to find you. So try and stick as closely as you can to your name. Where this says coffee shop underneath, there are a few sections of what you can choose. So you're a little bit limited on what you can put. So they've put here, we are proud to offer the finest handcrafted barista coffee. You have 150 characters that you can use in this space. So I would suggest using as much of it as you can. I would consider using emojis because they convey a lot more, and they're eye-catching as well, because we all know people's attention span is really short these days. Do whatever you can to get seen, spotted, and catching somebody's eye. So you can just ensure that people know what they're going to get from you, how you can help them. Okay, so moving down, sorry, is that all right? Moving down the line here, you have one web link. That's all you have on Instagram, just the one web link. So they've got exploreliverpool.com. So that's presumably where they want to send people. The whole idea behind social media is to get them over to your website if you have one. If you don't have one, perhaps you want to send them to somewhere where they can download something from you. Maybe you've got an email list set up. Maybe you're offering a discount. Maybe you are offering, you know, if you come into our store, show this and we'll be able to offer you something off. I mean, if it's coffee, perhaps you can get, you know, a little, one of those mini biscuits on the side, a little, what's that word I'm looking for? Biscotti. That's the word I'm looking for. Something like that that could go, you know, just anything that's going to just encourage them to think, oh, yes, that would be nice to go in there. And of course, as a bricks and mortar business, you want to have your address in there. Super, super important, because people can find you based on your location. Now, you may have an account that is not actually a business account. You may have set it up as a personal one and you're converting it. It is very straightforward to convert it if you go into the back end, and I'll show you in a moment. It's just a matter of, it'll give you the option, do you want to change to a business account? And once you're a business account, it does give you the option to change back. The beauty of the business account means that things are stored that you can access later, and you get insights. Now they're not showing any insights on here. They would normally be on this line. So it's possible that this one needs to be converted to a business account, but I can't tell from the outset. So you have this little grid here that shows feed, and this here is if you have been tagged in somebody else's posts on Instagram, then you'll show up in a separate little thing down there. Moving to the bottom, you've got the little home. That's the one you always come back to, home. If you're lost around because there are lots of pages on here, then just press home and it bring you back. Your little magnifying glass, like everywhere on socials, your search button. Your plus button is to add something in. So if you want to add a feed post, add a story, add whatever, it gives you the options as you pull those up. And that's the little shopping one. We're not going on to that today because that is... there's a lot that goes behind the scenes. You have to have a website to link that into. So there's your bio. Okay. Hopefully that was clear. I know it's going to be a bit rushed through, but you know, we've only got an hour. We've got quite a few bits to go through, and this is being recorded, so you'll be able to watch it back. So the feed, when you're doing a post, you need to be letting your audience know what's happening. If you don't tell them, they're not going to know. Don't assume that they know what you do. You may think it's really, really obvious, but if you've got something specialist, like, I mean, this here, so we've got a bookshop here. They've got some events on, they've got some reading things on, they're doing online events. You know, the only way people are going to know about that is if you tell them. So they went a little bit further on their bio. As you can see here, they've actually put their opening hours. I can't remember when I took this screen grab. Actually, this wasn't today. So this may have been previously when we had a little section in between that we were open. But it could be somewhere that you can say, super excited to open on whichever is the date that you're allowed to open. Okay. And they haven't got insight. Oh, possibly you only see insights when it's your own account, actually. That's me being a bit silly. Okay. We're moving on. So think about using eye-catching images. This is Save the High Street. If you're not following us already, give us a follow. We'll keep an eye on what you're doing. And if you want us to share any of your stuff, tag us in. We can't follow everybody because it's going to knock our algorithm completely out of whack, but we will certainly do our best to share things. And hopefully you will have seen that we've shared some things along the way. So when you are thinking of images, think about having a bank of images that you can use quite regularly. So when you're out and about, take pictures. Just take lots and lots of pictures, whether it's in your shop. Sorry, I should stop saying shop because everybody's got a different outlet, but whether you're inside, outside, your team, it's lovely to get some personality on here, and take some video as well. But when you think about pictures, for the feed post, you want them to be landscape. And for the stories, you want them to be portrait. So make sure you've got a nice combination of those and just keep a store on your phone. And then you're ready to go when you think, oh, what should I post? Have a little look at your photos. Oh, that one would do. That reminds me of this, or this could be, you know, whichever it is. So do make sure you've got a bank of photos. And if you don't have a bank of photos, have a look on Canva. We did talk about that last week, but I'm not sure if everybody was on last week. Canva, C-A-N-V-A. It is a free to use tool that you can create images from, and it's got loads of stock images that you can use, and you can personalize them and put your own text. I think that's another workshop as well. And the key is always to remember, this is social media. It's not just about posting out. Let's just post out, post out, post out. You have to be building that community, talking with everybody else. And you've got an amazing community because you've all come together in this group here. You all are getting to know each other. Sorry. And, you know, why not share each other's posts? Why not talk about what else is happening down your road? Who else has got something going on? You know, think about the connections that you can make through here that make your presence on social media stronger, because you are adding value to your audience by sharing other things. You know, so we've got a bar and grill here. Maybe there's a coffee shop nearby that, you know, that would be something that's complementary, because they're not doing coffee, they're doing evenings, coffee's doing during the day. Or maybe, you know, or have you been to have your hair done before you go out? I know we're not going out now, but it's coming. It's coming. So just think about the kind of complementary businesses that you can work with and the organizations that you're working with. So you've got Knowsley Biz, obviously you've got Save the High Street. You will have all of your I think I've seen Prescott Town Centre. So all of those local organisations, or if you're a member of an organisation that's maybe specific to your business, you know, share about what you're doing, tag them in and make sure that they know and help you as well. And I think that's the last one of those. And can I go back? Oh no, it's not letting me go back because that's all in the way. Let me just take that back there. Okay. And then we'll do a bit of practical stuff because that's what we love. So I'm going to stop share on there and I'm going to start share on my phone. Here we go. Is everybody seeing that? Okay. Were there any questions so far, or should we do questions after I've done some practical stuff?
I didn't spot anything so far. I'll sort of scroll back up and down the chat in a second, just in case. But no, if you
okay. So we are here on Save the High Street, and I'm going to go on the home page. So we talked about home at the beginning. Hang on. Right. So here's your little profile picture down the bottom. Here's your home. These are the tools you need to be keeping an eye on. Sometimes the tools are at the top, sometimes at the bottom. So there is a lot going on this page. This is where your stories sit. Now, what you have to remember is when somebody comes and lands on your page, they may not land on your whole profile. They may come across you in their feed. They may come across you in a story. They're not necessarily going to land on here. So don't assume that everybody has seen your bio. So if you want to send people to your bio, tag yourself in your captions. That's the writing with the post. And then they can quite easily just tap on there and that will send them back to this bio. So if you've got that link that you want somebody to sign up for something, then that's how you want to keep bringing them back. Because the majority of people won't actually see you on here, see this as their first sight of you. So we're going